The Monday, July 10th, meeting of the Verona Common Council to order, and we'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Next, we'll have the roll call.
Alderperson Diaz.
Here.
Alderperson Doyle.
Here.
Alderperson Gasco.
Here.
Alderperson Linder.
Here.
Alderperson McGilvray.
Here.
Alderperson Reekie.
Here.
Alderperson Steiner.
Here.
Alderperson Touche.
Present.
Thank you, Clerk Clark. Next on the agenda, we have public comment. If there's anyone from the public who wishes to speak tonight, feel free. Agenda item number 5, we have approval of the minutes from the July 26, 2017 Common Council meeting. Is there a motion?
Move approval.
We have a motion to approve by Alder McGilvray. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alder Diaz. All those in favor of the approval of the minutes, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And the minutes are approved. Next, under mayor's business, seeing as the mayor is not here, we'll move on to administrator report. Mr. McCorsky.
Great, thank you. Just a couple updates. The fire department's gone through a hiring process, and the deputy chief of support services and mechanic position was offered and accepted by Dan Mahaka. He's currently a lieutenant in the fire department. He'll be transitioning into that new role as we move forward with hiring a lieutenant to fill his current position. And also the city has purchased the old VACT building at 405 Bruce Street according to an agreement that was passed by council in July of 2016 that once they relocate from their old VACT building into the new building, we would purchase, or that building would be conveyed to us for $360,000. And in the finance department, our finance committee, that was one of the invoices that are included into that report. That's all I have.
Thank you. Any questions or comments for the administrator? Seeing none, we'll move on to the engineer's report with Mr. Montpas.
Thank you, Alder Doyle. I have just a couple of quick updates. Obviously, everybody understands that the South Main Street is closed. It closed on the 26th of June. The traffic signals at Verona and Main and East Verona and Old PB have been adjusted to account for traffic volumes and along the detour route. Additional signs were installed by Public Works to direct traffic to the local businesses, and D'Onofrio Kotke, who was the engineer designer for this, has worked with the businesses on additional information to get out to their customers. Some of the work that's been done since the 26th is the concrete and the base course on West Verona near the Park Bank has been removed and replaced, and there's some planter boxes in the bump outs that have been installed. The bike path was reopened for the holiday weekend temporarily, and then now is closed again to accommodate the work going on in South Main. One other update, the paving is complete on PB from Shady Oak to Woods Road, and the striping for the new eastbound lanes is done. Traffic switch is supposed to take place this week. I know originally it was last week and that didn't happen. It'll happen this week, I believe, by the 14th. That's all I have.
Thank you for the updates. Any questions or comments? Next, we have committee reports. Oh, sorry.
I was going to ask the one that on PD you're just talking about, that they turn the signals on right away on the 14th then when that switchover happens?
I do not believe the signals are all going to be functional. There was a couple of, I believe, signal arms that were misordered by the electricians, and they're on their way, but the signals have not completely been installed and made functional.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Any additional questions or comments? All right, next on to agenda 9A, committee reports, starting with the Finance Committee. Alder McGilvray.
Hey, Madam President, under item 9A1, I'll make a motion to approve payment of the monthly bills in the amount of $1,876,385.18.
Okay, we have a motion by Alder McGilvray,
Second.
seconded by Alder Linder. Any further explanation?
Thank you. Under, under payment of the bills this month, in the way of explanation, 4 of the largest items. The first being to the Enders family, Gerald and Linda, for right-of-way acquisition on County Highway M project. That amount, $357,617.63. Second being to the Verona Area Community Theater for our purchase agreement, as Mr. McCorsky mentioned, $360,000. Third, to the Fitch-Verona EMS District for our second half operating costs, $212,296. And finally, to Parisi Construction Company for 2015 104 Streetscape Stage 2 and 3, this is their 5th pay app, and that is $494,466.92.
Thank you. Any questions or comments regarding the bills? Okay, all those in favor of approval of the bills, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And those are approved. Any further business from finance?
No, thank you.
Thank you. Next, onto Public Safety and Welfare Committee, Alder Touche.
Thank you, Alder Doyle. Under item 9B1, I'm making a motion to approve a temporary premise description amendment for Class B beer and Class B winery license for July 11th through July 31st for Fisher King Winery at 1105 Laser Street to include an outdoor seating area.
Okay, we have a motion by Alder Touche. Second. Second by Alder Ricky.
Alwyn Fitzgerald has applied for a temporary premise description amendment for the Class B beer and Class B winery license at Fisher King Winery from July 11th to July 31st of this year to include the business's patio area. Mr. Fitzgerald originally requested for a temporary premise description amendment for for a special event to be held from May 25th to the end of May. At that time, the Common Council voted to extend a temporary premise description amendment to June 18th to allow Mr. Gerald time to erect a permanent fence on the property. The fence has not been built as negotiations continue with the landowner over building a permanent fence on the property. Mr. Fitzgerald is now requesting an extension. In addition, at the council level or at the committee level, Mr. Fitzgerald stated that he has the full intention to get this fence agreement resolved with the landowner and really would like to get this done as soon as possible. At this time, he does not intend to extend the permit to the end of August, but we did kind of leave the door open to him if he was able to get an agreement with the landlord by the end of July.
Thank you. Any additional questions or comments? Seeing none, all those in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? And that motion passes unanimously. Alder Touche?
Next up, item 9B2, I'm making a motion to approve a combination Class B beer and Class B intoxicating liquor license for 2017 through 2018 renewal application from the Heights of Verona LLC, doing business as the Heights Event Center at 411 Prairie Heights Drive in Verona, Wisconsin. Chadwick Lipping as agent, contingent upon a final inspection by the fire department.
Okay, we have a motion by Alder Touche. Is there a second? Second. Second by Alder Ricky.
I think we've heard this item a couple times. Put simply, we did not consider the application back on June of this year, as they did not have all their taxes or bills paid. In addition, they had some fire inspection issues to work through. As of this time, they have paid all their taxes, all their bills are paid, and they had all the work done that the fire department requested. It just needs a final inspection.
Great, thank you. Any additional questions or comments? All those in favor of approval of the motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? And that motion passes unanimously. Going to stay with you, Alder Touche, for Public Works, Sewer, and Water Committee.
Sounds
if there's
amazing.
nothing further from
That was
Public
it from
Safety.
Public Safety.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to stick with this typo. I'm under 9I1. I'm making a motion to approve resolution number R-17-042, relocation order and determination of necessity for County Highway PD road project.
We have a motion by Alder Touche. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alder Diaz, and I think the typo is only on our end, so.
Oh, lucky. The city is working with Dane County to improve and reconstruct portions of County Highway PD between Woods Road and County Highway M. The project requires the city to acquire property and property interests from adjacent landowners to expand and improve the highway and the intersection. The resolution before the Common Council approves the overall transportation project plat, which is attached to the resolution, and allows the city staff to work on acquisition of all properties within the Verona project limits. The resolution also confirms two important statutory steps. First, the resolution acts as the city's relocation order for the project, and second, the resolution confirms that the project is necessary and for public purpose. Both these steps are required by the council at this time.
Thank you for the explanation. Any additional questions or comments? Okay, seeing none. Those in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And those opposed? That motion passes unanimously. Alder Touche?
Under item 9I2, I'm making a motion to award contract for project 2017-109, the Lincoln Street Lower Channel Maintenance and Rehab Phase 2.
We have a motion by Alder Touche. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alder Diaz.
This project includes the following: regrading of the lower 2/3 of the Lincoln Street Channel just south of City Center, restoration of all disturbed lands, permanent erosion control measures to reduce future maintenance. The two bids were received for this project. The low bid from Drax Incorporated of Madison, Wisconsin was in the amount of $289,425.33. The high bid from R.G. Hudson Company of Cottage Grove, Wisconsin was in the amount of $506,324.25. Our estimated contingencies was $245,440. Based on the past work performed in adjacent communities and references checked, AECom has advised Public Works staff that Drax Inc. has the personnel, equipment, and financial assets necessary to complete the 2017-109 Lincoln Street Rehab Project for the amount not to exceed $289,425.33.
Thank you. Are there any questions or comments? Seeing none, all those in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And those opposed? And that motion passes unanimously.
Next up, item 9I3. That item actually was tabled at the committee level, so we'll not be presenting that at council tonight. So I'm moving on to number 4. I'll make a motion to approve amendment number 1 with AECom for project 2017-108 parking lot improvements.
Okay, we have a motion by Alder Touche. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alder Diaz.
This amendment is to cover additional services requested by city staff for improvements at the senior center that were not included in the original contract. After a site walk with staff, additional storm sewer design and construction is required, and regrading of the eastern sidewalk, curb, and gutter to improve drainage and future longevity of the parking lot. The original contract was not to exceed $33,500. The amendment cost is $2,650, with a new contract value of $36,150.
Thank you for the explanation. Are there any additional questions or comments? All those in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye.
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 Those opposed? And that motion passes unanimously.
Last item, 9I5, I'm making a motion to approve amendment number 1 in regards to professional services agreement with AECom for project 2015-112 County Highway M utilities.
We have a motion by Alder Touche. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alder Diaz.
This amendment is to cover cost overruns due to the following: extended duration of the project of the 2016 versus 2017 completion, and redesign of utilities after 60% plan submitted to city staff. The original contract was not to exceed $62,050. The amendment cost is $8,325, with a new contract value of $70,375.
Thank you for the explanation. Any additional questions or comments? Seeing none, those in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? And that motion passes unanimously. Any additional business from Public Works?
That is all.
Alder McGilvray?
Sure, I'd just like to make mention that at the Public Works level, we did have an opportunity to receive at least a preliminary look at the TIA for the West Side Collector that the school district's has put together. A lot more to talk about there. I believe Mr. McCorsky is going to be sending out at some point after he talks to the mayor a request for a joint meeting between the school board and the city council. Mr. Diaz requested that. I think it's a great idea. We're talking about some pretty big ideas, some safety concerns, so please be aware of that, and it'd be nice if you all could attend that joint meeting just so we can all be on the same page when we start talking about this coming up.
Great, thank you for sharing that. Any further business from Public Works? All right. Next up, agenda item number 10, old business. We have discussion and possible action regarding the selection of a city council representative to the Plan Commission. Are there any motions?
I have a motion to recommend Alder Jack Linder.
Okay. Any additional motions?
Make a motion to recommend Alder Luke Diaz.
Okay. Any additional nominations? All right, seeing none. I believe we have a roll call vote then. First, oh, sorry, Alder Linder.
Yeah, I just wanted to know that the Plan Commission did not have a quorum last month, so they did not meet, or beginning of July, I should say.
Thank you. First, we'll vote for the nomination of, or I guess we'll take them both up together as we have in the past, correct? Clerk? Okay.
Councilmember Linder,
Linder.
Councilmember McGilvray,
Linder.
Councilmember Reekie,
Diaz.
Councilmember Steiner,
Linder.
Councilmember Touche,
Linder.
Councilmember Diaz,
Diaz.
Councilmember Gaskell,
Diaz.
Okay, and let's see, that neither got the necessary 6 votes to be nominated to Plan Commission, so we'll take that up at another meeting. Now on to agenda item 11, new business. We have discussion and possible action regarding the approval of operator licenses. Are there licenses for approval this evening? That's okay, thank you. I'll try to slow it down next time, no?
I'm so sorry. I have operator license applications for Dustin May for Wisconsin Brewing Company, Stephanie Stelzer for Gray's Tide House, and Jennifer Langel for Prairie Oaks Sitco.
Thank you, Clerk Clark. Is there a motion? Okay, we have a motion from Alder McGilvray. Is there a second? Second by Alder Touche. All those in favor of the approval of the operator licenses, please signify by saying aye. And those opposed? And that motion passes unanimously. Agenda item number 12, are there any announcements? Alder Steiner?
Thank you, Alder. The party in Harriet Park will continue this Thursday. Concerts in the Park program that the Park and Rec program has put together. First one went well, and the second one starts at 6 p.m. and gets over about 8 p.m. before the mosquitoes come out. Thank you.
Thank you. Any additional announcements? Okay, the motion to adjourn would be in order. We have a motion by Alder Reekie. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alder McGilvray. All those in favor of adjournment, please signify by saying aye. And we are adjourned.